Hey everybody, it's Liz. Long time no see, feels like, at least to me. But I'm back to share with you my latest projects. I've just been a little busy having to take care of some things, but I have been crafting. I just haven't been able to, make videos and upload them and everything. But today I've got a couple of special projects that I created for a very sweet friend here on YouTube. I recently met her, and we've been chatting and stuff like that, and she is just such an amazing girl. Really sweet, wonderful, talented, everything. I kind of wanted this to be a surprise, but one of the projects that I made for her is actually going to give it away. So Mimi, if you're watching, stop watching. No peeking, honey. And yeah, this is for Mimi, who is so scrappy 79. As you guys know from one of my recent videos, she sent me, this wonderful rack, just wonderful creations, and I'm so appreciative. I wanted to make her something and, return the love. So anyways, guys, I don't want to go on and on, but I'm going to share with you what I created for Mimi. And the reason I've got this pad here is because this is the paper pad that I used for my projects. I made 3 things. And I used Prima's Time Traveler's Memories, which is one of my favorite collections. And it came out, last year? Early this year? I can't remember. But anyways, it is such a gorgeous collection, you guys. It's got such beautiful colors, burgundies, blacks, a lot of vintage images. Just, I love it. Absolutely love it. This is like my second pad because I used up my first one already. But anyways, that's the paper collection that I used, and I'm going to show you each project and, kind of let you know what I made. Okay, so first things first, of course, got to make a card. And this is the card that I created for Miss Mimi, and I think it came out really pretty. I believe this is, what is it called, a Z-fold or gatefold. I can't remember exactly the name. I really should have looked that up before I started my video. But anyways, this is the card I created for her, you guys, and I think it came out really pretty. It's 6x6, and of course I started off with, just some black cardstock. It's hard to see because my background is black, but here. You guys can see that it's black cardstock, and then ivory cardstock on top of that, and then the pattern papers on top of that. And I just love this particular sheet. It's got a little bit like a hint of pink, like a very soft dusty pink, and then the hint of sage. You see that? The green is so pretty, and I really wanted to use this this particular paper, and I thought on this card it would just be perfect. So. And love this core set. This is a stamp actually by Stamp Pendants, and I've got the stamp right here. Let me show you real quick. This is the stamp here for my stash. I love this stamp. It's so pretty. And I think it's called Rose Corset. There you go. Beautiful. And I wanted to go for, of course, like a vintage, just a really vintage vibe. And, I know Mimi loves Prima, so that's why, I chose that collection, and just the colors are just gorgeous. So anyways, I stamped this with archival ink onto a piece of cardstock, and then I cut that out using one of my Spellbinders dies. I think this is the wonky rectangles, or no, curvy rectangles, something like that. And I layered that over a piece of black cardstock as well. And if you can see some of the splotchiness in the background, because I wanted to create like a vintage look, and I didn't want a lot of stark whites or ivories, I used this gold acrylic paint by Craftsmart, and I just used a little sponge dauber, and I sponged all along the edges, and so it creates like a little speckled effect. I hope you guys are able to see that. And I really like the way it came out, because it kind of looks like, it's been laying around and, like tea stained, and, just little splatters here and there. I think it came out really pretty. For the corset, I did paper piece it. It was really hard to do. It ended up being like, 4 or 5 pieces, some of them really tiny because of these flowers here. But I think the effect is fabulous. It turned out really nice. And the flowers I colored using my Prismacolor pencils, and then I went over the flowers with some stickles, just to give it, a nice shimmer. And I think these are, this is Victorian Velvet by Tim Holtz, so it's the distress stickles. Really pretty. I love the way that turned out. And let me see. And then for my flowers, of course, I have to have lots of flowers, and I wanted to soften up, some of the blacks and the darker colors by just using a couple of lighter colors here. These flowers are all from my stash. Some of them are Iron Roses, some of them are from, local store out here in Houston. but I did have to color the flowers. These were all white, and I just didn't have, the right color, so I did have to color them all. And this one I used Clam Baked Beige by Lindy Stamp Game. Let me show you real quick. This one here, and as you can see, it's one of my favorites. I'm almost done. Got to order some more. And then the green that you see here, I wanted it a really, really soft green color, and I just didn't have one. So what I did is I used this by, it's the Mint Green Color Shot, but what I did is I just took a couple of drops, put it on my craft mat, and then used water, a lot of water to dilute it, because I just wanted like a really, very, very light green color. So that's how I colored those. And the pink flowers are by, they were colored using this, Heidi Swap, and I think this is called Blush. Really, really pretty pink color. And then, of course, I wanted to kind of give them like an aged, sort of dried up look. And so I dabbed gold acrylic paint on top of the flowers as well. I hope you guys are able to see that. All the leaves are by Spellbinders Foliage Dice, and I just dabbed some gold paint on those leaves as well, and kind of curled up the little leaves to give it a more realistic look. And then I've got a couple of little, I don't know, little berries or pips, whatever you want to call these, that I just, tore apart and kind of tucked in here and there among the cluster of flowers. Here I've got just this little piece that was fussy cut from the paper collection, and I tucked it underneath my cluster. And then you've got a piece of ribbon that goes around. This is how you're going to close the card, and the ribbon goes in the back as well. And then I've got a cherry linen doily that I cut out from one of the papers, and I just adhered it on here. I'm going to put like my, my handmade stamp here or something like that. But the ribbon goes all the way across. Really, really pretty. I love the way this turned out. And then I've got a little gold metal piece here, and another one on top. Really pretty. I love my metals. Got to include my metals. And over here I've got some more flowers and some little leaves, and then I took some fussy cut elements from the paper collection. I've got some tickets, and I've got this really cute little pocket watch, really cute, and I just created a cluster using some of those elements. So that's the front of my card, really, really pretty. And then I just tied a bow. It's not as beautiful as I would like. I've seen some people who make such gorgeous bows, you guys. I always have the most hardest time. But anyway, just tied a bow here, and that's how you close the card up. But let me show you what I did on the inside. You just kind of untie this, and you open it up. You just open this here. And this is the inside. And again, I just used ivory cardstock and the pattern paper, and then this is where I'm going to write my sentiment to Mimi. I've got a cherry linen doily here, and then just some ivory cardstock sponged with the gold acrylic paint, and then you can see the little tickets here. Really, really cute, very simple. And then let me see, I finished this side as well, because I know sometimes it opens up, so I did finish that as well. Okay, but that's my card. I think it came out so pretty, and it's really heavy from all the layers, but oh my gosh, I love it. I hope you like it, Mimi. I think it came out really nice. So that's my card. And the second thing I made for her, I wanted her, I made this for her, and see, I told you this would give it away. I guess, well, she's fairly new to crafting and fairly new to YouTube, so I thought I would make her like a little name sign that she can either use on her channel or, hang up in her little crafty space. I thought that would be really cool. And I started off with these plaques. These plaques are from Michaels, and this one was white, but of course I painted the entire thing black, as you can see. The entire thing was painted black, well, at least the sides, that I knew were not going to be covered with paper. And then I went over it with the same gold acrylic paint that I used before to give it a more, sort of aged or vintage look. I love that, because it picks up on all the little ridges of the wood, all the natural, I guess the grain and stuff, so it came out really cool. I love the way the acrylic paint looks over the black. And then, of course, I covered it with paper, both sides. This is the front, and then this is the back. See? Super pretty. And I don't know if the camera is going to pick up, but I did a really subtle mask. Let me see. There, do you guys kind of see it in the background? Very subtle. And what I did, I used a stencil by Heidi Swap, which is this one right here. I used this stencil, and then I used Heirloom Gold, this here, Perfect Pearls Mist. And then I sprayed that on there onto the paper to create not only shimmer, but like I said, just the, a slight or, very light. You can kind of see it when I tilt it. In person, you can see it a lot better, and I don't know if maybe it's the light, you guys. I have really bad lighting in here. And so I did that on the whole thing to give it just another, dimension. And what I did on the back, let me show you. You see that here? You know how after you spray onto your stencil, you've got some color on some of these areas. All I did is I reversed it and put it on the back and then sort of dabbed it in places, almost like a stamp. And so you see it creates another pattern, and it just adds another, pretty detail. And it's a great way to use up the spray that ends up on your stencil, right? I don't know. I thought that was kind of neat. But yeah, so anyways, let's move on. I wanted to create again like a vintage look, and then again the collection is called Time Travelers, so definitely time and just flowers and just something really pretty for her. And I started off with my pocket watch. This is the Tim Holtz. Oops, sorry about the glare. Let me see if I can stop that. Okay, the Tim Holtz pocket watch, and I cut that out of chipboard. I did 2 pieces, and just so you guys can see the thickness. And the first piece, I left it whole. I didn't cut anything out. On the second piece, I used one of my Spellbinders dies to cut out a circle in the middle. And of course, the Spellbinders die does not cut through chipboard all the way, so I had to use my X-Acto knife and finish, the process. But at least it started it for me so that I could get a perfect circle. And so I did that, and then this image here is actually from my computer. I just printed it onto one of the pattern papers, and then I, of course, I kind of did it to size so that it could fit within the pocket watch. And then I have a piece of acetate right over that to give it the look of glass. That's why you're getting all that glare. So I just created my own little, pocket watch here. And the, let me see if you can see how grungy this looks. It looks like aged metal, like just really old metal. I painted it first with, I gave it 2 coats of the gold acrylic paint. And let me show you which one it is in case you guys are wondering. I love this particular one. It just creates such an awesome look. But it's called Metallic Gold. It's by Craftsmart. You can get this at Michael's. And I gave it 2 coats of that gold paint. And then I took like a wet or damp paper towel and I applied black paint onto the, the chipboard. And then with the damp paper towel, I rubbed it off. So it just leaves some of the black paint in the grooves and the ridges, and it just kind of gives like a really aged look. I love it. I love that effect. It looks really, really cool. So I've got my pocket watch, and I've just got a little bow on top here that I just created out of, ribbon. And I've got another huge flower cluster. I just wanted a lot of flowers, a lot of pretty flowers. And again, these are all painted using different sprays and color shots that I had in my stash. You can see the leaves, and they're dabbed with the gold acrylic paint. Here you can see some of the little berries or little pips. I don't know what you call them. What do you guys call them? I don't know. But yeah, so there's some of the green ones. Love the way this big one turned out with the Clan Big Beige. It's so pretty, right? And then I've got a couple of little fussy cut elements in the background. You can see the tickets. You can see some keys. And these are all fussy cut from the Time Travelers collection. I fussy cut this little cluster of roses because I thought they were really pretty. So I just wanted them there. And they're all inked with black soot so they can stand out. And then here I've got like a little ad that again is fussy cut from the papers. And in the background you can see a little piece of Cherry Lynn dye. And this I just used ivory cardstock to die cut that. And it's just a little piece actually. It's left over from the other project I'll share with you in a minute. So it's just a little piece that I tucked behind there. And it just kind of, I like the way it kind of peekaboos out. So really pretty. And then to finish off my pocket watch, I added a jump ring and then a piece of chain. This big thick chain that I got at Hobby Lobby. No, actually I got it at Michael's. And I just have it adhered on there with some glossy accents. Just to, finish the look of the pocket watch. I think it came out really cool. Very cool. And I really love the shimmer. I really wish you guys would be able to see that. But like I said, this camera is just not picking up on that beautiful shimmer. And then of course here's her name, So Scrappy 79. And these are Tim Holtz letters. They're like the little grunge letters. I don't remember what collection it was. But what I did with these, I wanted again to give them a little, not metallic, but kind of grungy, but have a little bit of metal in it. So I just painted them black. I gave it 2 coats of black acrylic paint. And then on top of that, I used clear embossing powder to give it, that sheen. I hope you guys are able to see that. And then once that dried, or, it cooled, I should say, I dabbed some gold acrylic paint on top. So it came out kind of grungy, almost like it's kind of, I don't know if you would call it rust, but, after like metal oxidizes or whatever, it gets kind of like, I don't know, bumpy and lumpy. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about, but I thought I'd kind of mimic that, you know. It came out okay, I think. So I think it's cool. It's pretty neat. It's kind of grungy, but not too much that it takes away from the feminine part of the project. And over here at the bottom, I've just got like a big piece of lace that goes all the way across. This is some lace for my stash, and then some pearls that I added on here with some glossy accents. And then I've got some vintage buttons over here. I don't remember who gave me this one, so I do apologize for that, but it was given to me in a rack. But I think it's really pretty and very vintage, and it went really well. And then this one's just, I think I got this at Hobby Lobby, like, you know, little button packs that you get. And then up here, I just got another cluster, and again, I used some fussy cut elements from the collection, as well as little pieces of doily, just to give it, you know, cute little feminine look. And everything is inked with black soot, all the little tickets and stuff like that. And then I've got some more flowers, lots and lots of flowers, inked with the acrylic paint in gold, and lots of leaves. I like the acrylic paint on the leaves. I did that for two reasons. One, just to, you know, add interest, and another to actually tone down the color, because it was a really, really bright green cardstock, and I just kind of wanted to tone it down just a little bit, and I thought I did pretty good. So I love my cluster flowers. I think I'm getting pretty good at this cluster thing, right? I've got to get more lessons from Bonnie, but I think I'm getting there. But that's, you know, my little plaque, and like I said, she can hang this on the wall or whatever. And I'm going to put 2 hooks on the back so she can hang it if she wishes. But this is the back here, and it's just covered with paper. And all my edges, I hope you guys are able to see, but I sponged that gold acrylic paint on it as well. See? And it just kind of gives it like a really cool effect, you know? It's just another detail, so it's not so plain. But I love it. I think it came out really nice. So that is my little plaque for Miss Mimi. Hope you like it, girl, and I really hope you ain't watching. But I'll be sending these out to you real soon. Can't wait for you to get them. And one last thing I made for Miss Mimi is a little box. She made me a gorgeous box, and I just thought I'd, you know, make one for her, and I hope she likes it. I picked up this box at Michael's, of course, in the wooden section, and I painted all the parts that weren't going to show, basically on the inside, like the rim and stuff, in black acrylic paint. Let me open this for you so you guys can see what I'm talking about. See, like all the little edges and stuff? I painted them black, and then I dabbed that gold acrylic paint on there. And I did the same thing with the hinges. The hinges, you know, are that god-awful gold. I painted them using that same acrylic paint, and I dabbed black acrylic paint over that, and then dabbed it with the damp paper towel, so it takes off most of the paint, but still leaves a little bit behind, and it just adds like a really cool effect. It just makes them look old, you know, very grungy. And of course, the inside is covered with the beautiful papers I love. Look how pretty. I love it. I'm really sorry about the lighting. I'm just noticing how there's a lot of shadows and stuff. It's just, I just haven't figured out where I'm going to be, you know, shooting my videos. I'm always trying different things, so hopefully it's not too bad, you guys. But anyways, this is the box. Let me show you an overview of the whole box. I think it came out so pretty. I'm very happy with it. Now, I'm not sure if Mimi likes dark colors, and that's why I tried to do a lot of lighter colors using the flowers, but I just really fell in love with the dark colors on this collection. I mean, the dark, you know, the dark pieces of pattern paper. I thought that they would really go well together. I think it would give it like a very elegant look and very vintage, which is the look I was going for. So I hope you like it, Mimi. I'm not sure. I know a lot of people don't really like a lot of black and stuff like that, but I tried to, you know, fix that by using brighter colors and stuff. So hopefully you like it. And I covered the entire thing, of course, with the Time Traveler's Memories collection, as you can see. And then I took some of, this is a Tim Holtz stamp, like a script stamp, and I used white embossing powder, and I heat set that. And I just love the effect. Not only does it create texture, but it just looks really cool against the darker background. And I did that all over, just in like, you know, you could see a lot of it in some areas. It's just kind of sort of random. So I really like the way that came out. It kind of mimics one of the papers that was in the collection, and that's kind of what I was going for. Well, see how you have like a background? There's like some letters in the background. Kind of wanted to do something like that, you know? And then as you can see, all of my edges here, you can see some of the black paint. The other reason why I painted it is the paper wasn't as long, this part here. you know, because I only used the A4 pad, so it wasn't as long as I'd like it, so I knew some of the black would show, and that's why I painted that. And then I did sponge some gold acrylic paint all over it as well. Here you can see some of the detail. And I just really, really like the way it looks against the darker background. It just really pops. The feet are spare parts by, well, from Hobby Lobby. They look like the Tim Holtz ones, but they're a little bit smaller. And of course they come in silver, but I used the gold acrylic paint, again, 2 coats, heat set it, and then used the black acrylic paint. I went over it and it got into all the little grooves and the ridges, and then you wipe it off with the damp paper towel. And look how awesome it looks. It looks great. I love it. It just looks like a really old piece of metal. So I love the feet. They turned out awesome. And I really love the gold, like I said, on top of that black background. I think it came out really cool. And this, I believe, is also by Spare Parts. It's like the Snob. And I just used E6000 to adhere it to the box. And I wanted to go for like a really sort of girly, very feminine vibe. I knew I wanted to use a lot of pearls. And then I think the pearls sort of brighten it up a bit too. You know, not so much darkness here. So I took like a string of pearls and I did that across, sort of draped them on each side of the box. So they're just basically adhered on the, you know, the edges here, or the corners I should say, with E6000. And then I've got them sort of dangling freely. And I think they came out really pretty. It just gives it like a different look, you know? I like it. And in the corners I just used, you know, cute little roses for my stash that were painted using the Heidi Swap blush. And topped off with the gold acrylic paint. Really pretty. And let me see here. So those are the pearls. And then this is the top. I sort of wanted to keep it simple. The papers are just so pretty. I had a really hard time covering them up, you know, they're just so gorgeous on their own. But the one I picked for the top was my favorite. It's got these beautiful roses, and the color is just gorgeous, you guys, absolutely gorgeous. So what I did is, I wanted a lot of the paper to still show, but, you know, still add some elements on there. So all the corners, I used the little, I think these are, what, Memento? I don't know what they're, but they're, I think that's the brand. But they're that perfect gold, already vintage looking, you know, sort of old. So those are pretty. I added one in each of the corners. And then here is the little sentiment that I have here. Again, like I told you, the Time Travelers collection, it's all about time and memories. So I added this stamp. It says, "Time is a great storyteller." I stamped onto a piece, sorry for the glare. I stamped onto a piece of pattern paper, and then I adhered it to the back of this frame. But the frame, you guys may recognize this, but it's from Michaels, and it wasn't this color. I painted it myself. It was like this god-awful brown, but I painted it black and then dabbed that gold acrylic paint on top, and it looks really great, I think. I don't know, I keep saying that, but it does. To me, it does. And so for the frame, I finished it off by adding a piece of acetate on top to, you know, protect the stamped image and stuff. So I think that came out really nice. So I've got that there. That's like my focal point. And then I've got, look at this cool pocket watch. I love that. That's so cool. I picked that up at Michael's in their $1 or, you know, $2 section. I'm not sure if they still have these, but when I saw them, I had picked up like 5 of them. They're so cool. And so I added like these little tiny Prima hands, the clock hands, and then just a little tiny pearl in the center. And the hands are a little bit smaller than I would like, but it's the only one that would fit, you know. But it's okay. It looks cool. So I've got the pocket watch there, and then I've got some flowers behind it. A lot of the same flowers that I used on my previous projects. They're all painted different, you know, Lindy's and Heidi Swap and all that good stuff. And then dabbed with the gold acrylic paint. Here you can see the little pearls sticking out from that. I've got really pretty Cherry doily. This is the French pastry doily in the background. And I just used, you know, white or ivory cardstock to die cut that. I've got a lot of Spellbinders leaves poking in and out of the cluster. And the main reason I've got that big one right here is to hold up this pocket watch. You know, when I adhered it on there with some E6000. So I really wanted it to stand up, and it looks cool. And then over here I just have some more clustered flowers and a couple of little tickets from the collection that I fussy cut out and inked with the black soot. And so they're all on there. Very pretty. They came out really cool. And like I said, I kept the box simple. I didn't want to cover a lot of the paper. It's just really pretty, and I think this is enough, you know. So hopefully Mimi likes it, and I love it. I thought it turned out really, really nice. And let me see. I think I covered everything, I hope. So that is my box. And let me bring back the other things so you guys could take a look. But those are my projects. That's what I've been working on the last couple of days, trying to finish them off for Miss Mimi. On and off. I don't craft every day. I don't get to. I mean, I do have 3 kids, 3 dogs, husband, all that good stuff, so I don't have a lot of time. But when I do, I really like to go all out. But anyways, these are going to Miss Mimi. I hope you like them. I hope you guys like them too. If you have any questions or comments, they're always appreciated. I love reading the comments that you guys leave for me. It really encourages me, and it just makes my day. So thank you so much for watching, you guys. I hope you like my projects, and I'll see you all real soon. Bye-bye.